Hello, sweet friends, and welcome back to the Quilter's Candy Shop, where you will find sweet treats for the discerning quilter. I'm so happy that you found us today because today we are starting our Winter Garden Block of the Month. It's going to be set up much like our previous sew-alongs, only there will be a little bit more time between each episode because there's a little bit more work to get accomplished for each step in the Block of the Month. The pattern we're using is Painter's Garden by Nancy Rink Designs. She is a fabulous pattern designer and she does a lot of fabric designs for a variety of fabric companies. This Block of the Month pattern is a full color, step-by-step book with all of the instructions for two versions of the quilt. There's one that is completely traditionally pieced, and then there's another one that has small applique blocks in the center of the blocks. You can make either one. The instructions for both are included, or you could be really creative and do a mix, some blocks with applique and some without. That is completely up to you. This pattern usually goes for about $25, but Nancy and I have worked out a deal, and you can pick up this full color 36-page booklet for only $10 on our website. That's less than some regular patterns out there. Now, quantities are limited and the price is subject to availability. So if you have an interest, pause the video and go right on over to our shop and secure your book today. You can go to www.thequilterscandyshop.com. That's SHOPPE shop.com and pick up your copy before they're gone. While you're there, if you're going to sew along with us, you can also pick up a Block of the Month kit. We are making available our Winter Garden Quilt Kit so you can jump right in with us and get started next week. Oh, and did I mention there are 2 additional projects in the pattern book, so when we're done with the quilt, we can make those with the scraps left over. Now that the basic housekeeping is done, let's get going. But before we start, I just want to say thank you so much for all of the new subscribers. We just passed 3,000 subscribers. I couldn't be more excited. You guys are awesome. I'm just thrilled that we have found each other. I think we're going to have such a good time. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching and enjoying these videos. And from me to you, welcome aboard. Now, let's get to sewing something sweet. So now we need to go over a few things in the pattern. On the inside cover is a swatch chart, and it will give you the yardages you need, and it gives you the SKU for the fabrics used in this particular quilt in the book. So you will need to make a photocopy of this page, and then of the fabrics that you've chosen, you need to make a small, like 1 inch or 1.5 inch square, and tape it over these images. Do not cover up the numbers because that's the number you're going to reference when you're going back and forth in the pattern. The way the fabrics are laid out are in this chart like this. And in this column tells you how much yardage you need for this block. In this column, it tells you which fabrics you need by number. And then in here, it tells you what you need to cut. So there's quite a lot of reference from going from this to this to get the right fabric in the right place. So I'm going to be able to help you with that as we go along in the sew along, but it will really be helpful if you have a swatch card of your own. If you buy a kit from the Quilter's Candy Shop, we will provide a swatch card already built for you. It has the numbers and it has the actual fabric swatches. These are actual fabric on the card, so you will know exactly what to use where. The fabric line that we're using in our Winter's Garden Quilt Kit is by Gervais of Riley Blake Designs. And the fabric line is called Arrival of Winter. And look how adorable this is. It's got little birds and berries and pine boughs and reeds and snowflakes. It's just so pretty. The background fabric is this really wonderful X's. This is the cross stitch X background from Lori Holt, and oh my gosh, how cute is that? And then these are the selection of fabrics that we'll be using in our particular quilt kit. And it goes from navies to teals and mint, and then also spearmint and peppermint and pink and rose. It is going to be so beautiful. Here are a few of the blocks that we will be making. They're nice size pieces, so nothing terribly difficult. Just a lot of half square triangles and flying geese, but no worries, we're going to be able to help you right through those. The finished size of this quilt is 102 inches square, and it's got a beautiful double border, this large border on the outside and this pieced diamond border on the inside, as well as a 9 patch of beautiful large blocks. All the seam allowances are a scant 1/4 inch, and all the fabric calculations are done on a 40-inch wide fabric. And since most fabrics these days are 41 or 42 inches wide, you should have plenty of fabrics based on the yardages. This pattern uses 22 different fabrics. In our kit, we only used 21 different fabrics, and of course you can combine or mix and match however you want to do your pieces. You are not locked into the color code, but it is going to make your life a little easier. Now, this week is going to be the hardest part of all, going out and picking out the fabrics. I just want to show you on your chart, there's plenty of places where there's darks, mediums, and lights. So make sure you get good contrast. And I would recommend 3 solid different color palettes. So we have like a blue teal, and then we have some sharp greens, light and dark, and then we have some light and dark in the red. So you want 3 different kind of colors that all coordinate and can be used interchangeably inside your quilt. Now there's actually 2 different backgrounds in this quilt. There is the background that goes around and behind the blocks. That's where we're using this snow white with the X's. And then there is the background you need for this border that has the diamonds pieced into it. And this should not be quite as bright as the one in here. So with a little bit of color in here would be lovely. And for us, we are going to be using this beautiful soft minty teal with a little bit of tonal pine cones and pine boughs and leaves, and it's going to be great. Your outer border should be a really strong fabric. You can go light or dark, but make sure it's a good size print so it'll really show off your blocks. Okay, well that's it. Your homework is to go to the shop and pick up your pattern, pick out your fabrics, or if you're going to pick up one of our already made kits, make your swatch card and do a little look through the pattern. Because there's so much information in here, the pattern layout can be a little bit confusing, but that's why we're doing a sew along, so I can help you through all that. All right, I know that doesn't sound like much, but when you get those accomplished, then we will start on cutting our background. See you in a couple weeks. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you will like and subscribe and tell your friends about us, and we can all sew along together. See you next time. Bye.